children in other countries, but it's not often that you get the chance to see the work that's been done as a result, or actually ask questions about life there. And next week, a charity worker from Staffordshire is travelling to Liberia to see some of the projects funded by charity, and as part of the trip, she wants local children to send pictures or questions that she can put to some of the youngsters she meets. The lady in question is Rachel Smith, Regional Save the Children fundraiser from Scotland Green. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So what sort of things are you hoping to find out about this trip then?
Well, really exciting trip for myself and the 5 volunteers that I'm going with. We're really looking forward to visiting the projects that we work so hard to raise money to fund over there. So in particular, education, healthcare and child protection.
And do you think it'll make more difference for you and the other guys? You're raising money, you're talking about this, but to actually see them for yourselves, it to give you a much better insight for future fundraising and just to be able to talk to people about what's actually happening.
Definitely. There's nothing like being able to talk about what you've seen yourself in person. So for us, we're really hoping to come back from this trip with really a lot of passion, more passion than we've already got, which is a lot between us, and to be able to inspire and motivate a lot of other people to support us and to support the work that Save the Children does.
And what sort of problems are the children there in Liberia facing? How difficult is life for them there?
Liberia is one of the poorest countries in the world, with over 2/3 of the population living in poverty, and actually 40% of the population don't have any access to healthcare at all. So for the children in Liberia, 1 in 13 don't make it to the age of 1 in 29 don't survive at birth, and they just don't get immunisations. They aren't having the healthcare that any other child in the UK would have.
And you're hoping to get local children involved. This is sending pictures, letters for the youngsters. What sort of things are you after from local children?
Well, because I'm from Stoke-on-Trent, I would be extremely proud to represent the children of Stoke-on-Trent over in Liberia. So to be able to take pictures that they've drawn, or just messages, any kinds of questions. It doesn't matter what kind of questions they are, because children are inquisitive. I'd love to know what their questions would be genuinely, and to take those over with me to Liberia and to present them in person to the children that I will be meeting, I think will be incredibly powerful. And like I say, just so proud to represent the children of Stoke-on-Trent over there.
And how important do you think it is for children here in a country where relatively better off, to just see the difficulties that children in other parties? I mean, you often hear about mum at home say, don't leave your food, there's somebody starving in Africa, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
but to actually put it into context and to teach them that little more about it.
I've actually turned into one of those parents. I never thought I would become one of those parents, but I do sit at the dinner table saying to my children, there are children who haven't got any food, and it is very true. I think it's incredibly important that children, in a world that's becoming increasingly easier to access for all of us now, that we are aware that there are countries that are just so far behind where we are at, and for our children to really gain an understanding that we are exceptionally fortunate of what we've got in this country. But also the children in Liberia and other countries such as Liberia that are living in poverty are just like any other children in the world, just like a child in the UK. They've got hopes and dreams and aspirations for the future, and there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to fulfil those.
And seeing things and bits and pieces sent from other children, they might add to that.
It creates that link, it really does. And just to link children up with other children are just the same whether they're in the UK or in another country. They want to play, they want to interact, they want to grow and develop and learn, and it's just the same for any child in the world.
So when are you going? And more importantly, if people are listening and think, I'd like to get my child, I'd like to send a picture or a letter or questions, things, how do we get involved, and when are you going?
Okay, I go a week today, so 1 week to go. It's incredibly real all of a sudden. Very exciting. We've got a Facebook page set up which people can follow us on, called Save the Children Liberia Team Trip.
So that's easy to find on Facebook?
Very easy to find. Follow us on there. We can we're keeping updates whilst we're over in Liberia. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Rach Jane Smith, because I will be tweeting from Liberia. If people can send pictures into the studio, that would be fantastic, if that's okay.
Of course it is, and we can pass them on.
And I can get those,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can even tweet us those photos as well. We can pass those
That
on.
would be perfect, I would love to do that.
Well, you better go and get packing.
I had really, I better get some clothes.
Thank you for coming in, Rachel.
Thank you, Stuart.
We'll find out more about